Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can probably those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can use other people's emotes. And if you don't feel like talking at all in chat, well, just say, nothing and just be a lurker. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here on this fine Saturday evening. Somebody just renewed their subscription. I didn't get a notification about it, but somebody renewed their subscription. So I'm going to go ahead and update this 32 to 33. Levatronica just subscribed for 10 months with a Prime. We're going to hit the applause right there. That's what we're talking about, I guess. Leva, thank you so much for renewing your subscription, using your Prime Gaming token. Appreciate that very much. Hitting the old 33 out of 35. Yes, the next goal is 35. Appreciate everybody for doing that. We are going to get into the old model kit building and hanging out and all of that. Tonight, we'll be chatting about such luminous topics as... Oh, also, Ghost Valve is here. Hi, Ghost Valve. We'll be talking about some grilling that I did. A block party that I attended yesterday. This weird thing where I miss people but don't want to go to conventions. And also, we'll start here and then we'll get into more of it later. I'm just going to quickly bring this up here. Tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, going till I don't know when. Aristovan is here. Aristovan, hello and welcome. Happy to have you here, my friend. Look, I'm doing a fun raiser tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, running until, I don't know. It will be model kit building. It will be playing some Hearthstone. It'll be watching some old All Japan Pro Wrestling. I have 3 matches lined up for that. I got a model kit, obviously, I'm working on tonight. I'll continue working on it. And then also playing some Hearthstone. I got some fun decks, both wild and standard. Thursday night, somebody went ahead and just made a donation. So we already are at $200 out of our $700 goal. So, I mean, like, that's rad and wild. Oops. Nope, that's the wrong word. Yeah, so, at streamelements.com/PatBear/tip, for that. Anything that goes there will go towards my paying of my dental bill from Tuesday, emergency surprise dental bill, and then anything else, through the other ways, all that stuff always like tips here, bits and coins, subscribing, all that all goes just model kit and equipment. That's separate. This is another thing because I have to do something, and I didn't want to just do a GoFundMe that I just retweeted a bunch and asked, on Twitter. So that way, this is like, it'll be a stream where I'm trying to hit that goal. I don't have any incentives lined up. I was thinking of doing once I get $100, I switch things. Hey, Harold, welcome. But I don't necessarily want to do that. So right now I don't know, oh, actually, here's one thing I do have. This is my only donation incentive I do have is every single person that donates, be it $1 or the anonymous person who donated $200, they get a nickname. Now, if you include your username or your actual name into your donation, I can go off that. And if you're anonymous, then I will come up with one just off of vibes. I mean, I'm really just going off name vibes unless I know you. But yeah, so everybody's going to get a nickname. That is a very small, nonsensical thing that I can do, and I will do that. Sometimes people have used their nicknames and their Twitter handle, which is or their display name, which I think is very fun, or in a Discord, which is neat. But yeah, we're going to get to model kit building in just a second, but I did want to just say that is the thing that I'm doing tomorrow night. It is in addition to my usual streams. I didn't want to just be I'm not streaming normal stuff. Instead, I'm doing this thing. I didn't want to do that because I like being consistent and because many of you are subscribing to help me out or, on the Patreon or you in the past you have. This is just an extra thing because I need a little help. Because I do. Because I said this on Thursday. The real thing is I got this done at a dental school. And my options were through a program done by the state where I can pay it off slowly over time, but there's interest and there are maximums I can pay. So if I did end up doing a big job and wanting to pay that all off, they wouldn't let me. So that way I would be paying a lot more. Or I could pay it within a month, which is what I'm doing. So that's why the $700 is not actually how much I need. It is a little bit more to cover fees from PayPal or the credit card processors because it accepts both through Stream Elements, I should say, not Stream Elements. So it's to whatever, and then I can kind of pay the rest. But I couldn't do it all on my own within a month. So thank you very much. Also, if I don't raise $700 tomorrow, then I will continue to do those either on Tuesday or Sunday or Friday. I will do sporadic, longer streams of various varieties to try to get that dollar bill. Anyway, enough of me talking about that tomorrow's stream. Let's talk about tonight's stream. I'm going to reply to my own tweet, and we're going to get going. We're going to be starting with, unfortunately, putting tiny stickers on a pretty small crown. That's just how we start tonight. That's just how it goes. So we're going to go to the overhead camera. There's the overhead camera. Hello, overhead camera. Happy to have you as always. Let me just check one quick thing. Go back here just real quick. Just got to look at some stuff. And we're looking good. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. As you can see here, we have our body here, which we have done the chest and the backpack, and we have done most of the head, and we are now working on the crown portion of the head, and it has little stickers. We'll go and see. I've done some of them off stream. You can see right there. There we go. We'll kind of keep it tight for now. I'll back off a little bit. But yeah, I've been putting on some really tiny stickers on this. I did panel line this in advance as well. Just a few spots here, and I did the back stickers and the front sticker, and now I just have to do the sides, and we'll do that. The sides, so we're going to do this sticker and this sticker. You can kind of see where they go. I will probably bring this up some. I will widen this later once we apply this, because this is probably a little too close, maybe. Let's move that out of the way. How y'all doing tonight? Let me know in the chat how your Saturday night is going, because I do like to hear from y'all. Why don't we start off by just checking in? Jam is here. Welcome, Jam. Yeah, if you're here and you're a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in. Let me know you're here, or just say hi, or answer the probing question that I have relayed to you, which is incredibly important, where I just want to know if y'all are doing good. Sticker 4, that. What's sticker 3 supposed to be? Oh, that's the other side. Okay. But yeah, let me know. I'm doing okay. I had a busy day. I was working on a project for work. I was supposed to watch 3 anime episodes today, and I only watched 2. So I will talk about the episode I missed of Kaguya-sama Love is War. I will talk about that on Monday, because I did not get a chance to watch it. But I did watch the other anime. But yeah, working on a project that that I did wrap up. I managed to finish it because I don't want to work on it tomorrow. So I did that, and let's get into it, friends. It's time to talk about this. The most important thing that happened to me today and the past 2 days since I last talked to y'all, which is, of course, very important to say this. I did some fucking grilling. I posted a photo of some burgers that I grilled on my old, on my Twitter, so you can see that if that's something that you're interested in checking out. Just burgers. My dad got a grill for Christmas. It is larger than his previous grill, which I'm happy about. It has a little side table, which I was just happy about. Little plastic side table, heavy-duty plastic side table. that has a couple hooks on it. It is very helpful. Let's see. Let me get down here. Very helpful for what I want to do, which is, of course, grilling and then having like a plate for stuff. Did a pre-burn about half of a charcoal chimney's first of charcoal. Just did a control burn at first, just to burn off any kind of chemicals that might be inside of it, or dust or anything like that. And then, because it's new, did a vegetable oil brushing of the grill itself. And then, of course, that caused it to drip down onto the coals, and that had some nice some flame-kissed burgers. Lasper says, had an incredibly lazy day. Just bought a flawless-looking copy of Daft Punk's Electroma for a decent price off eBay, and I'm excited to get that. Hell yeah, Lasper. Glad you got a good price on your purchase. That's cool. Congrats. All right, let's get these tiny stickers on here. Come on. But yeah, just did burgers tonight, cheeseburgers. But yeah, the grill is working great. It's got one of those like little small wire racks for keeping things warm after it's done when you're not ready to like plate it. I really like those, and I haven't had one of those in a while on a grill. It's a good size grill. We could have done a lot more than just 3 burgers, but that is what we were cooking for tonight. My mom wanted to have a piece of salmon, and I respectively declined cooking salmon on there because it's not, worn in. It's not seasoned. I was afraid that I was going to rip that shit to shreds. So she did that in the broiler in the house instead. Would have loved to have some corn, but right here in this area of South Carolina, corn is not easily gotten that tastes the way we like it. So would have loved to have thrown some ears of corn on there. But next time, try to get some good corn. If we just want regular yellow corn, that's fine. But we don't want that. We want the sugar and butter. We want the some of the like white kernels and some of the yellow kernels. We like that. That's what I grew up on in Connecticut. So we do try to get that on occasion. So hopefully we will. Jam says, worked on putting all my consoles on a new video switcher I picked up at a garage sale. Hell yeah, Jam. Hope that's working out for you and you're getting some good use out of that. You don't have to start pulling cables. That's awesome. All right, so I got to get this sticker on here properly. And I did. Great. And then the last one says, if you haven't seen it's Daft Punk movie. So a pair of robots who want to be humans. So eventually they're wearing nightmarish human masks with their robot helmets. It's a truly weird movie. So last week I have not seen that movie. I'm glad you were able to find a copy at a good price. But yes, that is not a movie that I have seen. I don't quite know what to make of what you've just said, but I hope it's great. All right, I'm going to pull back the camera just a little bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it last week. Final thoughts on grilling. I mean, obviously, it's fucking rad. It's just rad as hell. Grilling is good, and I'm glad I did it. It has been it's a nice opportunity to have that grill. I mean, there's only 3 people in the house, so I don't get up to it as much as I would like. I think if I had I've always said, when I was like, oh, if I have a hibachi, I would do a lot more grilling because it would just be for me. I said that in New York. And then now that there's a grill here that isn't hard, because we have a charcoal chimney, so it's easy to get the coals ready. I don't have to use lighter fluid or any of that bullshit. So it's not difficult to get that stuff together, but it is sometimes it's just making plans to have that, making sure we have the right ingredients to do everything. It is easy, but I don't do it as much as I would like. So I'm going to look for more excuses to go and grill. I'm going to panel line this before I put it on. This is the head piece here. So I'm just going to hit this with some black marker. Our markers here, and then we'll do a cleanup. And then we will be ready to go. I replaced my old black marker. It was the first thing when I got in the set of 3. I ended up replacing that one that finally went, because black is the marker that I use the most. Brown I'll have for a very long time. Gray we do make use of because we have a lot of white kits, but brown we don't use that often because even some red kits are a much darker red, and so I end up using black for those. So it's not, it's not always. Okay, we got one more or two more pieces to put on here, and we'll kind of panel line those if we need to before we put them on. Let's see. Yeah, if there's anything else about the grilling. Yeah, it was good. I think I'll have to do the vegetable oil or olive oil. Your preference. Your may vary, but I'm going to season it probably one more time, and then it should be ready to just put meat on it. Under heat in the future. But for now, I'm kind of babying it because I don't want to break up anything that I'm cooking. I don't want to lose anything. That would be frustrating. And, I also don't want to do hey, a good way to not ruin a burger on a grill is to use a frozen burger because it's going to hold its shape, especially after the first flip. But then you're putting frozen burgers on there, so you got to make sure you have a lower temperature or far enough away from the most heat of the location because it's got to cook slower because it's frozen. I much prefer a room temperature burger on there, but there's a give and take. There's a pull. There's a push and pull, a give and take. A tiny piece that needs to go on a tiny piece. But yeah, other than that, it was fun. Whoa, we just had a jump in numbers here. I'm going to go look at my users in chat there. This might be an error. My view numbers might be in an error, or it could just be that a bunch of people just showed up looking for a stream and are here. I don't know which one it is. Oh, actually, I do know what it is. Okay. I do know what it is. Welcome people that just click on a link that if it gets retweeted by Jeff Gerstmann. Hi. That's what we had right there. We had a Jeff Gerstmann retweet. Welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. I'm Pat Baer. I just showed up looking for a stream because of Jeff Gerstmann. Well, thank you, Bear. Bear giving me the answer that I was looking for. Jesse says, sounds about right. Yes. Also, I should just stay real quick before we'll get back into it, but I do want to just say hi. There are a lot of people that I watch on Twitch now because Jeff retweeted a link to their Twitch stream. He is one of many people who I'm yep, I 100% trust this man's opinion when it comes to quality content or questionable content, I will say. But yeah, right down to Rah, Vectroid. I knew of Rah from Macintosh Plus and some of the nonsense that she gets up into. Hey, thank you for the follow, Murdub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to anybody that's new tonight. Or people that, just don't check in that often and happen to come by. Welcome. Or, of course, my regulars. Hey, regulars. This is the Build With Baer Workshop. I'm going to pull back this just a little bit because I got real close because we put a bunch of stickers on this headpiece on the crown. And then I'm now going to back off that a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more panel lining here. But yeah, sometimes I feel like when the camera is too close, it's just you're just spending a lot of time looking at my follicles, and nobody needs that. You don't need that. This is a model kit. It is from a video game, the name of which I keep forgetting. Code Fairy. It's Gundam Battle Operations Code Fairy, I want to say. It's a PS4/PS5 game, which I have not played. But this is the White Rider. We did the Black Rider not too long ago, and this is the White Rider. It is a model kit from Premium Bandai. If you're not familiar with Premium Bandai, it is their, it's their convention / order online, kind of boutique thing. You're getting a lot of kits that require this many stickers. Look at all these goddamn stickers, because it's taking the Pale Rider, which is just a kit that was built, and then it's let's convert that with some old parts from 2014 for the Pale Rider, and then some new parts. And then those new parts are going to have like are going to need color correcting stickers like you see here because they're building some stuff from scratch, but they're not quite doing it. So like these panels here are going to have like these stickers here are going to go in this panel to make it look like it's supposed to look. Instead of making it gray plastic, they're just going to use stickers. You find this a lot in your premium kits, but the trade-off is otherwise you'd never, without premium Bandai, we would never get the White Rider kit and the Black Rider kit. You wouldn't even get the Pale Rider kit because they're just final bosses in a video game that isn't like super well known, probably. So like, yeah, this is how you get those kits. Is because there was enough demand for this, but not necessarily enough demand for it to show up in Target. Also, friends, if you're interested in getting into model kits, literally go to Target because U.S. Target and Canadian Target, I've been told, is started to stock model kits more. There are the Battlelog kits, which is from the Gundam Breaker Battlelog, which you can watch for free on YouTube. Which is like a mismatch of different shows kind of thrown together. Premise is like people build Gunpla and then put it on pedestals, and then those pedestals activate a VR or AR world, and then mechs can fight each other, and it's a way to recycle old mechs with some new paint. But yeah, you can get those at Target. Canadian Target died in 2004. Sorry, Jatsu. Jatsu, my apologies. I was inaccurate in saying that Canadian Target was a thing. I got that confused. I think I got that confused with the fact that Toys R Us still exists in Canada. Bear says, it's been 10 years since I built any Gunpla. Knowing they're more available now makes me interested to get back into it, rather than hoping the local hobby shop will get new kits in. Yeah. So obviously you've built some in the past. But for folks that haven't built stuff in the past, let me find A11 and A12 as I'm talking. Toys R Us is basically only in Canada. Yes. 11 and 12. Great. So yeah, if you are new to it, if you've been like, you heard Vinny Caravel talking about it and you're like, oh, all right, Austin Walker was talking about some model kit stuff years ago and you're like, well, you know for a fact that Dan Reichert was able to put together a model kit, and you say to yourself, if Dan can do it, then I definitely could do it. Especially character Dan, not just Dan the person. Then yeah, you should go buy a model kit. And the thing you should buy is you go to Target and you get yourself an entry grade kit, the EG. You get an RX-782, which is the OG Gundam. You've seen it in the memes. Or maybe you get the new Gundam, which is a bigger entry grade, or the Strike Gundam. You get one of the entry grades because they are no tools required, no snipper clips, no stickers for those. You can just get them, and then they go through the process of how to take them out, and step by step, you build the head, the chest, the arms, the legs. It goes in order. The instructions are in English. Entry grade is literally, as it said, it is, the name implies what it is. Or the name doesn't imply. The name states what it is. It is your entry into the hobby. Yeah, you could panel line it, but you don't have to. You can just build it as it is, and then you got yourself a cool looking model kit. The real grade high new I have somewhere over in my backlog pile. I just got that. That's the newest entry grade, and that's a big box. I'm looking forward to putting that together. But yeah, if you've ever been interested in it, and also not just now because you're here, anytime you got model kit questions, I'm happy to answer them. Now, when you get into some stuff like really old, hard to find kits about how to do that, I'm not the best at answering those questions. If you have questions about like how to navigate buying stuff on like Yahoo auctions in Japan, and like that's not me, that's not my thing. There are people who know how to navigate that stuff better and use Buyee and go and do all that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily that guy. But if it's just like, I don't know where to start, or how do I find model kits like online, and what sites do I go to? Like I got some knowledge on that stuff. I've been doing this for a while. I even now know a West Coast model kit like store that based in the West Coast to recommend of the United States. Anime Jungle is the site that I recommend now, because on this coast we got Gundam Planet, which is in New Jersey, and then in Florida there's USA Gundam Store. But I didn't have, when people asked like, oh, what are some online stores or stores that have online but also like an actual physical location. I didn't have anything, but Los Angeles has um, Anime Jungle, and apparently that place is real good. Now, I have not ordered from anything from there. I'm simply going off people I know who have done work with them and for them. Um, the VTuber Char has done some building of models for their actual like displays, and speaks very highly of them. She did also before they hired her to do stuff. So while I don't have direct experience with that, if you are looking for a West Coast related store, like online store, I'm hearing good things about Anime Jungle. Um, I am annoyed with myself that I never went into New Jersey to go to Gundam Planet, because they have a physical location, and I never went because I lived in New York and I didn't want to go to New Jersey unless it was for work. I didn't go there for fun that often. Occasionally I would, but I would generally not go there. Also, there was an anime store, Image Anime in New York was the store that I would go to buy kits. Occasionally I'd go to like Forbidden Planet, which is a comic book shop in the what is that? That's like the Lower East Side. Like, yeah, I would go down there. Union Square area. That's what it is. It's Union Square area. It's been a while, but I would go to Forbidden Planet because they would have like some kits. They didn't have like a huge section because real estate is expensive in New York. So some people would have it like in the anime section. You would find like some Gundam stuff, but it wouldn't be like overwhelming. They didn't really go hard on stocking. I think they did better on having action figures for stuff, and then obviously actual comics. But your local store hopefully has some stuff. I mean, shopping local is always the best. Even like particularly post, like post stores doing like pickup only or whatever. And being open, those small businesses that survive do need your help if you're interested. I unfortunately, where I'm at right now here in South Carolina, have no luck. There was a hobby shop that did stock some stuff, and their website still says they do. They don't. I was very disappointed when I went out there to find that they had no model kits. Oh, we're working on the right arm, by the way, because we got this part done here. We're going to put that up there. Working on the right arm. We started with the shoulder. We had to put a big sticker on there. It's fine. We'll panel line that when this part of the shoulder is done, because this is all just going to be internals. No reason to panel line that. Some people panel line each piece. Like, they would have done this whole thing and this thing, but I didn't do that because I had to put a big sticker on there. Also, sometimes I just forget. That's another thing. Even though I've been doing panel lining for quite some time, sometimes I just like, oh yeah, that needed to be panel lined. I mean, none of it needs to be panel lined, but as you can even see from the photo, the render, this kit's going to look good with a little bit of color, a little bit of gray, a little bit of black here and there. It's just going to make it look real rad. Let's see, were there other things I wanted to talk about? I mean, I was kind of talking about this, the block party. I am here in an area of South Carolina. I'm living with my folks, if people are unawares. Pandemic hit, live theater stopped happening live, and I left New York temporarily 2 years ago. My kids take forever because I panel line absolutely everything. Yeah, Lasberg, you panel line like internal segments, stuff that you're going to put armor over, which is wild. But I mean, it's your kit. You can do whatever you want with it. It is wild that you do that. But yeah, so I've been here since July of 2020. I held out for a couple months in New York before it looked like this shit was not going to blow over and theater wasn't coming back for a while. So I came down here to South Carolina, where I am pretty pleased to be. Um, and the makeup of this neighborhood, this community, is retirees like my parents, and people like, so it's like last homes and starter homes. So it's also like young families that are this is their first house or second house, their first house when they were just two of them and now they got kids, so they're here. Um, so it's like retirees from the north and young couples from further south moving farther north here, um, and me, and me. Because here's another thing I've discovered, folks, from like talking to neighbors and such, trying to be cordial when available. Um, I'm the last. I'm the last holdout of the young people who moved here when they were like gonna move out of their apartments and leave the city because they didn't have money. I'm the last one. There were others in this area that were doing that, and they have all either moved back or moved to different places. So at some point, I gotta also do that. Can't yet, but I want to. I certainly do. I do want to go back to New York. Uh, Hopefully, I will at some point. I mean, look, I am in August. I figured out it's August. I don't know when in August, but in August, I'm going to New York for an extended week, or somewhere between a weekend to a week. So extended weekend into a week. I'm gonna go up there, and I'm going to go and oh, Mink, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go and shake hands with some people, or fist bump with some people, or wave from a distance with some people. Talk to a few folks that I haven't talked to in a while. Check in. I have a couple. I'll have a couple meetings probably lined up of just like checking in with people, because really what I need is I need a job up there, right? And to be honest, it could be a part-time job in New York. I would want it to be a full-time gig with benefits in the future. Sure, I want that, but I will settle in a city that I love and have connections in with something, including just like part-time gig with like some hours, because I can work with that. I can change that into more. I can say like, well, I am doing this, hey, and I can start hitting people up for like contract gigs and one-offs, and like, hey, we do a comedy night on Saturdays and we need someone to tech it for $40 for like 2 hours. And I could be like, yes, because I can meet every performer that does it and like remind people that I'm back in the city, and like check in with people that don't know me and learn some comedy people's names that like started doing open mics in 2021 and I wasn't around to see them. Um, I can figure out that stuff out. Talk to former employers who are, who have theater stuff happening, and see if any of them are like interested in having me work for them again. Like basically, I just need a little bit. I can't go up there just to see what's up. That's my main thing. That has always been my thing. I don't move my whole life to a place to see what's going on, to see if like anything's happening. Like I can't do that. In the same way that they didn't offer me the gig because they want to try to offer me a full-time gig, but there's a theater in Chicago, comedy theater in Chicago, that liked my resume a lot. They enjoyed the meeting we had. One of them knew of me from New York, and we talked about a bunch of stuff. And they were like, so are you going to move to Chicago for a part-time gig? And I was like, no, I'm not going to move to Chicago for about 7 hours a week of work. Like, I can't do that. I was like, if you have more work, I'm up for that. But, that was kind of it. That was kind of just me being like, what if you did that? And they were like, we can't do that. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I get that. I understood it. But New York few hours, a week guaranteed, I can make that happen. There's something there. I'll figure that out. I can hustle when I need to, but I need something going. I need like some kind of buzz. John says Chicago too expensive to move for a gig. Subscribe for 9 months. Also, that place is cold as shit. Yeah, everybody's got Chicago opinions. We gotta hit the applause there. Thank you, John, for subscribing for 9 months. Appreciate it very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego Scythe emote. If you're a subscriber, you can throw those great emotes. You got to be tier 2 to get that Scythe emote. But coming next month, the Scythe emote will be available for everyone because there will be a new tier 2 emote that will just be for $10 subscribers. They'll get that cool new emote, and everybody else will get the other ones. And you can see, if you click on those emotes, all my emotes are made by Xandra. Xandra, the lovely Xandra. Made all of my very fun, cool emotes. And I appreciate her very much for putting those together for me. And she made my new one, which is coming next month. But yes, thank you for renewing your subscription. Appreciate it. Yeah, look, Chicago is too expensive to just go to see what's up. Like, I can't uproot everything to go and, like, find out. That's not a city where I can hustle. I'm also not fully sure that New York is still a city I can hustle in, because maybe it isn't. Like, I haven't been there in a while, but I'm still getting emails from people that I know who are in New York who are doing comedy shows. So, like, they're still doing... people I know are still doing comedy in New York, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm still aware of it, because sometime last year it stopped being virtual shows and started all being like, hey, come to this place in Brooklyn, 20 people maximum. And you're like, okay, everybody be cool. Also, what would happen if the Bear Cave existed in a Lang zone? Is it throwing a bag of holding in a portable hole? I mean, look, here's the thing, right? It could be in the Lang zone. That's fine. It could be wherever. I mean, it would be weird to be in the... There is something very strange about being, like, shouting distance away from Dave Lang. That's weird. But yeah, you make the most of anything. Also, Chicago's a big place. And a lot of Chicago land is not Chicago, and which is also okay. In the same way, there are people who live in New York City that are like, no, I live in Queens. I live in Brooklyn. They live so... Like, if you live out... There's parts of Queens that take, like, forever to get to, like, Midtown Manhattan, and just, like, forget it. Don't even pretend you live there. It's not worth it to even pretend. All right, let's paint a line this segment right here. We're going to use the gray, because this is white plastic. So we'll go ahead and use the gray. Using some Gundam markers. Bought them on Amazon. They work just fine for these purposes. I would like to try out the fill markers. There are markers that you just touch a little bit of the ink. You activate that, and then it just ink pours out and fills whatever spot. And I have seen those, and I have not purchased them, but they seem pretty neat. One of the YouTubers that I watch, a model kit builder YouTuber and reviewer, uses them. And I think they look pretty cool, but haven't tried it out yet. I mean, I've only been doing this for 2 years. This part of it, using paneling, well, less than 2 years, I guess. Year and change. I don't think you're supposed to use those on bare plastic. Yeah, I don't know, Lashbrook. I mean, I've seen people do it, so they seem neat. I don't know. Jim says Tamiya makes a panel liner. It's just an enamel liquid. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I've seen people do it, and it looks kind of neat. I haven't tried it out because I would have to get them first. But I do love panel lining. This was a thing that I didn't do for many years and recently got into, and it just makes shit look really cool, especially your white base or your gray base plastic kits. Really just gives it a comic feel. a comic book feel to it. Or I guess a manga feel, a black and white manga. But anyway, yeah. No plans to move to Chicago. Gonna visit New York in August. Don't know. Also, there's like a Atlanta convention, MomoCon, that people are talking about. That people on my timeline have been chatting about, and a few people I know are going to. So because I'm in South Carolina, which is not near Atlanta, but it's not far from Atlanta. So I had a few people asking if I was going. And my general thought on cons is no, asterisk. Unless I am being paid, which asterisk is unless I'm being paid to work an event, double asterisk. That does not include me going to a convention to put on panels, which is work, not that kind of work. And then I will clarify that nonsense statement that I have just made to say, basically, if a company that has a booth or is doing events at a convention would like to hire me to work at said booth, then I would be interested in saying yes to that, or at least hearing about the pay and the hours and the responsibilities and all that. Can't really turn down work, especially in a field that I am confident in and comfortable in. Can't really say no to that. But I can say no to like going to a con just for fun as like a audience person, as just an attendee. No, thank you. Not interested right now. Also, like, I'm not going to go to PAX West. I'm not going to PAX West. I'm not going to go to Seattle. I'm not going to like do panels and hang out and like the other side of that try to convince other people to go to and do panels. Like, hey, if you're on the fence, I'm going to be there and we can do some panels and it would be fun. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I might, depending on how things are in December, I might go to Unplugged again because I didn't dislike Unplugged. Everybody was masked up and there were no breakout cases at Unplugged. There were, of course, at PAX East. And there, Locust Horde is following. Thank you, the Locust Horde. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. The old Build With Baer Workshop. We're almost done with this arm. We got to do a hand because this is a high grade. This hand's gonna be very easy to build. We'll have no problem with that. But yeah, there were cases. Numerous people that I know, not just know on the internet, know personally, and like a lot, got COVID at PAX. So yeah, if I go, it would be Unplugged because it's South Carolina to Philadelphia. Where I am here in South Carolina, direct flight, not that expensive. Philadelphia for PAX is still a reasonably priced town because it hasn't taken over the city yet, and also because it's in December, but it's not Christmas time. It's earlier. Again, it could also be another month. Who knows? But it will be interesting to see. Bear says, yeah, I was at PAX, the swine flu outbreak year. No way I'm going with COVID is around. Yeah, I understand that. I get that. I've gotten con crud, that general feeling of like sickness and also, did I sleep enough this weekend? No. And then PAX East on, hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Happy to have you here. On a couple of years, PAX East has been on daylight savings weekend, so you've lost an hour during a convention, which is not fun. So I've definitely like come out of conventions feeling awful. I haven't been like sick out of a convention. I never had like swine flu or anything, or bird flu or any of that. It didn't get COVID at PAX Unplugged, but I'm still like, I don't know. I don't feel super comfortable with it. So I'm like, not gonna do it. Again, the exception being if my connections at Crunchyroll, some of whom still work there, are like, hey, if my connections at various comic book companies, at video game companies are like, Pat, we would like to have you come and do and work our booth, and I would probably say yes. I guess I would say yes. I would. It wouldn't just be like, you know, like, hey, if you can get yourself here, we'll have you. Like, no, 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 not that. Because I've had that on occasion. Like, when I lived in New York, sometimes people were like, hey, for a badge, will you work a shift? And I'd be like, yeah, all right, I'll work like a shift at like anime, Big Apple Anime or various other things, or go out to Long Island or something and work a con. Like, I've definitely done that. Connecticut in Connecticut. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm going to be there anyway. I might as well have a free pass and just work a day, which is also hanging out with people that I know and like. Sure. That sounds doable. But if it was like traveling and they're like, hey, are you going to be at this convention? Like, nah. Now you have to worry about monkeypox too. Yeah. And that one sounds fake. Monkeypox doesn't sound real. Having to deal with diseases that don't sound real. Come on. So, I mean, yeah. Oh, we already said it, but long story short, repeating myself, it doesn't even come from monkeys. I know, that's why it sounds fake. It's just like, it just sounds made up. It sounds like somebody trying to heighten. We'll talk about a little comedy for you. This feels like someone said swine flu, and someone said I got the bird flu, and then it was like, yeah, I got monkeypox. Like, it feels like heightening in an improv scene, and not even good heightening, like fairly okay heightening in improv. There was an improv reference on the John Baum's dump truck. And I was like, ooh. And I was like, oh. Christian improv. Yes, Brass Monkey, the Funky Monkey, indeed. I was just like, oh. I try to not look. I did improv for many, many years. I did sketch. I did weird premise-based improv. I cannot point fingers at anyone. I did a comedy wrestling show. I can't point fingers at anyone about the kind of comedy they do. However, I definitely don't want to see your Christian improv group, because I know that every scene is about praising him, because I am aware that you don't get the luxury of doing, if you were in a Christian improv group, you do not have the chance to do an improv scene about two people who open up a restaurant on the moon. No, you opened up a church on the moon, and you are doing missionary work for aliens who live on the moon. You cannot not praise him in an improv show, because you are Christian with a capital C. I, for one, am a huge fan of your comedy wrestling show. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I loved UCBW. It was a really good time. I got to be a comedy wrestling booker and book shows and work premises. One time we did a show that every match involved a stepladder, because the ceiling was low in our venue. So we did stepladder matches instead of regular ladder matches. You could almost reach the belt or other things from the ceiling. And so it was very fun to use a stepladder where some people could literally just grab it, but instead they had to set a stepladder up too far away. Okay, but what about those weird Christian stage plays that just mash up pop culture and Jesus? I mean, yeah. Again, you can't not praise him. That's the thing. Find on Vimeo, I think it's on Vimeo, Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music, which is based on a song name, but it's a documentary about Christian rock and Christian metal, and the number one thing that comes out of that is the idea that you can't write a song about your girlfriend if you are in a Christian band. you gotta write about Jesus. You gotta write about praising him. You can't goof around with it unless you were a subterfuge band like MXPX. MXPX, you might not know that all their songs are up praising him because they are working in a genre that doesn't have a lot of Christian music. And they want you to find out that their band is cool. And then you go see them headline a show, and the other bands are pretty damn Christian. Weird. Because MXPX is a gateway band. Write about your girlfriend Jesus. Yes. Wait. I'm at League of Heels. You've got 2 shows in your name. Yes. So one of the reasons why I got invited to help out with League of Heels in the first place, even before we came up with the name, was because of my experience producing and doing characters in a comedy show where everything was wrestling based. We hosted a improv competition show, and the hosting bit was this like wrestling promotion. And like, and then the main event was this improv. And so we were like, it was just hosting. And then we would have our own shows every now and again to just like do our own kind of silly comedy besides that. It was a lot of fun. And my experiences working on that made me one of the people most qualified to work on a panel about wrestling and video games. Now, there are some people who are more qualified than me, probably, because they've also worked at video game companies. Like half the people that have come through Kaiju Big Battle could also produce that panel, but I was the person they knew. But yeah, so I did UCBW, the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, for many, many years, produced shows. I was their champion at one point with my character, Transit Cop, the most evil kind of cop, the ones that work in the subway, because those guys suck ass. Because I had previously been Beach Cop, which, in my opinion, was the only good cop, was Beach Cop, if there is such a thing. But yes, Cops at the Beach, because it's just a fun, silly character. But then he became evil, because Beach was his middle name. And he'd been going by his middle name all these years, but in reality, his first name was Transit. Just a dumb joke that I really love. Just a silly joke that I really, really liked. Just complete and utter nonsense. Did I miss a piece? I did. No, I didn't miss it. I just didn't put it in yet. Luckily, I don't have to undo anything with this, which is great. I did miss a piece, but it's easy for me to correct my mistake. I just need to find C9. There it is. But anyway, there's a documentary. I believe you can find it on Vimeo. It was made by some Chicago comedians turned documentarians. And it's called Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music? And it's great because it looks at like people outside of it, people inside of it, people who are like still into it, like old guys at this music festival who were like, you would say, you'd be like, well, Stairway to Heaven, like that's, like you would stretch it. They would like find excuses to listen to secular music that wasn't like praising him, because they'd be like, oh, well, it's just really abstract, and sure, because they wanted to listen to cool music. That's a pretty fun documentary. It was done many years ago, but I do recommend it for like a look at that life and like people who got out of it, and like what does that mean if you're not a Christian band anymore. There's a Christian metal dude, which is always a weird thing. That feels more like a gateway band as well. I don't know. But yeah, we're kind of like talking about 2 different things here, but whatever, it happens. The doc is called Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music? Which is also the name of a song, so it might be hard to find, but I believe that it's on Vimeo. If you look up for Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music doc, I think you should be able to find it. But yeah, last time I looked, it was on Vimeo for free. You might have to be logged in, but I don't know. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty short documentary. I always like those kind of things where they're not like, well, this is bullshit, huh? Sometimes you have to be like that, and sometimes a good documentary needs to come at it from an aggressive standpoint. This doesn't, but I think it because it does it, and the people that are there interviewing are pretty damn honest about what they're doing and who they are. Like, I don't know, because you might not know this, but there are Christian music charlatans out there. There are people who are like, well, I'm not really devout, but the thing is, if you make music that's pretty okay, like halfway decent, and call it Christian, then Christian parents will go and buy it. Like, there's a market for it. Like, people have figured out that, like, you can just do this for a while, and then you go mainstream when you have a name and, and some record sales. And then, yeah, some people got mad about it, but other people were still going to buy your music. And then you just say, well, we never called ourselves Christian. Basically, the Evanescence, that's just Evanescence, and a bunch of other examples of it, of just being like, then you just say, like, we were just making music, and we found an audience, and now we're doing other things, and now we can speak to a larger audience. And even if you really want to throw them a bone, you just go, look, my faith hasn't changed at all. It's just it's just the medium, so you can hopefully still make some sales and end up on some charts. In the same way that not all country music acts are looking to be always country music acts. They're looking to break into country and then go mainstream. Same thing. When you find your niche, if your niche becomes big enough, people with money or people looking to make money will show up anyway. I'm trying to think if there are any examples right now of... There's got to be, right? I haven't heard it because I'm sure it smells, of desperation, and so it hasn't crossed my ears yet. But I'm sure there's a actual play D&D podcast that with names that you might recognize that is clearly just a cash-in attempt and not a passion project, because Critical Role is fucking big enough, and Dimension 20 is big enough, and the McElroys are big enough that there's got to be because obviously there are a bunch of people that are I could do that. Sure, you should. It's podcast. Anybody should. But people with some monies are probably into it. Behind them that are we could do it bigger. I'm sure that's there. I'm sure that's already happening. It's just I don't see it because it doesn't pass the smell test. So it hasn't hit me yet. But yeah, I mean, any genre has that. Any genre has the oh, do people like that? We could do that. Why aren't we doing that? And it's oh, because it's hard. The answer is always, oh, because it's really hard and a commitment. You could do it, but don't. Unless you love it, unless you really want to, probably don't. It can really really go wrong if you're just don't have the passion for it and don't understand what the community wants from it. It can just really tank. If you're just there's an audience for this stuff. All you got to do is this and this. I mean, look at that. Oh, hey, it's been a while since I had to block a person. It's been a little while because I use what do you call it? I add stuff. I use a block manager, Commander Root. I use Commander Root's block manager, block list manager, and so it's been a while since I. That's the Jeffy G bump. Yeah, it's been a while since I had anything come through. I mean, that also really helps with harassment bots more than just do you want to be famous bots. But I'm putting a link in there. Also, Commander Root's tools. There are tools you can find there that also search your followers and compare your follower list to their known bot list and let you know if any bots are following you, and you can then block those bots, which is very helpful. That can be very helpful. So I recommend taking a look at Commander Root. Does it suck that you, the consumer, the user, have to take care of yourself and do all this work, and then someone else had to make the tool for you to use it. Oh, of course it sucks. It sucks so much that like we have to deal with all of that, and it's not just like taken care of for us. But unfortunately, what kind of monster would harass you? So I haven't. Well, I shouldn't say this. It has been really rare that I have had the chat bot harassment, like the flood, the bad raid, the poor raid. I've only had that a couple of times, and it's been low key, really low key. It's a lot of it generally comes from like if marginalized folks are following people and enough of them are, then you become a target for harassment. But I should clarify this and state it. Like I use some bots that really help out. I have the Seri bot, SERY_bot. I have Seri bot that helps a lot. I block known accounts. I go through all of that and I do the due diligence for that. When I'm not streaming, I have emote only so that people can't write a bunch of mess in your chat and then screenshot it and then report you because you are responsible for your chat as an affiliate or a partner. I am responsible for what happens in my chat. And so that they try to do that to, fuck with people. But yeah, I don't run into any of that generally because I'm cis white. And so I don't see the level that other people do, which is why I can get away with not having mods. Like I don't have any mods. It's just me and some bots. I got, Nightbot, who is on occasion too aggressive with its language filters, but still works really well. And I got, the Seri bot and then just me keeping an eye on my chat. But for my level of views and people that come in, if I was not who I am, if I was in a marginalized group, I would definitely need support. Yeah. But yes, as a cis white dude, I don't run into stuff. One time Nightbot timed out a dude I know because he said poop. Yeah. Like I don't have Nightbot on the like most aggressive, but I have it like I have it on fairly aggressive, but then we find words like often Nightbot mostly comes into effect when people are like too like yes. Right now, Lastbrook, it doesn't hate that, but it does hate like multiple capital letters in a row because it doesn't want like caps lock spam. So it did not enjoy, and I was going to bring that up, and I love that Lastbrook remembered it. It did not enjoy us talking about the anime FLCL, and I had to be like, no, this is okay, Nightbot. Just be cool, Nightbot. Fucking calm down. It took a hot minute for it to be like, oh, okay. You can say it. You can talk about that. Sure. All right. Well, then we're going to do that. Which is fine. And I want that. I want it to be like, not aggressive, but like aware. Because I don't want to run into shit. Nightbot has some anime opinions. Yes, Nightbot does have anime opinions. I remember getting a 10-minute timeout by Nightbot once. Yeah, I mean, like, especially the emote spam. Nightbot has very low tolerance for emote spam, which is good. But sometimes you just want to spam emotes, and you're just being part of the conversation and being fun. And then Nightbot is like, get the fuck out of here. Who do you think you are? You can't talk to him like that. I don't dislike to do that. But all right. We have guests. We have some new faces here coming in. So we're going to do a probably fairly abridged version of me talking to you and a little thing I like to call the pause for the cause. The pause for the cause is a way for me to do my ads. Now, I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is not, I'm not doing ad reads for that. My ad reads are me talking about me. It's just me promoting myself to you, the viewer. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, let's see those emotes. If you're a tier 2, like Aristophan, you get the Death Scythe emote. If you are just a regular tier 1 subscriber, you get the Lego Pat and the Bear Cave emote. Those subscribing gets you those emotes. You don't see ads. You don't, it's a way to help me through Cash Money or Cash Money like Umjan or like Levitronica using your Prime Gaming token. You got Amazon Prime. You link it to Twitch. You can use that token for somebody. You should, because you're already paying too much money for Amazon Prime. So might as well use that token for somebody like me. But subscribing is an easy way to support what I do here. We're currently at a 33 out of 35 subscribers. When I hit 35, will the next goal be 40? Yes. But we're trying to get to 35. Gifting a sub might be a thing you want to do. You could gift anonymously, or you could gift and to get credit for it, join the gift sub leaderboard along with a wristband. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Sorry, I have lots of itches. It's fun. But yeah, those are ways to support me within the ecosystem of Twitch. But there are other ways. Just like everybody, I got a Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBear. I'm going to put the link in the chat. You could join me on Patreon. Patreon is a way to support me that is an alternative to Twitch. It's nice to have those. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. Different rewards at each tier. Everything from like helping to vote on what I build next, all the way down to like a Q&A every month that is exclusive to Patreon. So you get little things to kind of big things. They're all just support. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Now, subscribing to my YouTube is free. But if you wanted to, hop over to my YouTube and you hit that join button. You give me $2 a month over there, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. Because I do a Wednesday video. It's a yearly project. Every year I pick a different theme of a project, and I do a video every Wednesday. So I do 52 videos with that project. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then there's direct donations, because I've got a coffee set up. I've got PayPal. You could just send me money directly if monthly is not up for you. And you're like, Pat, why am I sending this money? Why am I subscribing to these things? Or one of these things? Well, it's so I can keep buying model kits. Because if I was a pure Hearthstone streamer, then I would be buying packs every now and again. But I would be getting gold from playing. If I was, if I played the latest games, I would just buy the latest games and then play those. But I would get a lot of hours out of each game. But I'm a model kit builder, which means when I'm done building a model kit, I got to build the next one. That's the choice I made. But so everything that comes in through PayPal or direct donations like PayPal, YouTube, Patreon, and Twitch all goes into me buying model kits so I can keep doing what I'm doing here. All these things that I'm talking about here are optional, including my wish list. The next kit I'm building is a Boba Fett model kit, and that was purchased off my Amazon wish list. And so it's jumping the queue. I'm going to build that next instead of the other stuff I've got. That becomes the next thing that I build. I've got a bunch of stuff on my wish list. You buy it, comes in the mail to me. I shoot a video for my YouTube about that kit, and then I build it ahead of time. I've got little tiny kits that are inexpensive, like little Pokemon kits that won't take long to build at all. Have some stickers to them. Look pretty good. Some Lego kits that are inexpensive, some more expensive stuff, some model kits that are inexpensive, expensive, free shipping, not free shipping. Why do I have an $800 model kit on my list? I don't know. Maybe someone wants to buy an $800 model kit. I've got some gear at the bottom that would be nice would be very helpful. And also, right now, if you bought a $50 gift card to GameStop, I would use it to buy WWE 2K22. I know, look, do I know that it's cheaper on Steam right now? It's like $45. Yes. $45 is still too much money for me to buy WWE 2K22. I, at some point, will just buy that myself, but I wanted to have the option for people that were like, yeah, I got a hole in my pocket. I'll buy you something, Pat. Alternatively, I have a wish list on Throne. Throne goes out of their way to protect the identities and locations of the people that make lists. Because while I use my name as my Twitch name, and I say the state that I live in, other people don't want to say that information at all, including their actual name. Maybe they have an OnlyFans or a Fansly, or they do Instagram modeling, and they would like to have a way to receive stuff that doesn't say the state you live in or the city you live in. They want to keep all of that very private. They use Throne. It's a smaller list than the Amazon, but it's a company that I'm happy to have a wish list on because I support their message. And also, they are adult entertainment friendly because, hey, there's a lot of people on their wish list that involve adult AIDS, which I don't have any on my wish list, but I definitely think it's pretty fucking cool that if you want to buy somebody some clothing, you can, or something else that gets put on you. Or in you. USA Gundam Store is also an alternative to those lists. Look, I don't have a wish list set up on USA Gundam Store, but you can just go and buy a gift card there and then send me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open with that gift card code. DM me if you have like photos of model kits that you've been building. You just want to show me a model kit and you don't want to do a regular tweet on that. Or if you were like, hey, I just want to say you're doing a great job. I like those DMs. Those are fun. Don't DM, hey, don't DM me if you want me to buy emotes from you when I'm doing a tweet about how I love the person that made my emotes. Because I had 2 people who were just like, he talked about emotes, time to DM him. Yes, some kind of themed AIDS, indeed. I had 2 different people that are just like, hey, you should check out my portfolio of the emotes that I do. I'm just like, no, I've got someone. The gap there between you saying buying somebody and clothing was small, but it had me turn my head for a second. I understand, Jetsu. I understand. Dildos. You can buy people dildos on that. People on Throne could put dildos on their wish list, and you can buy them the dildos. That's just the thing you can do if you want. Not everybody on Throne has that on their wish list. Some people do. Some people definitely do. Still better than buying people. You're right, Jatsu. Definitely better than buying people. That's not what I was saying. Anyway, I have a Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. I'm going to talk for a couple more minutes, then we'll get back to building. But I do want to, finish promoting myself. But yeah, I got a Discord. Join my Discord. It's a nice little community of people. Sometimes there are like no posts in a day. And sometimes there's like, hey, here's all the Lego that I've built with my partner. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. Learn something new every day. Indeed, Jatsu. But yeah, it's a nice little community of folks that are on the Discord. People don't use the plug section over there that much, but you can if you're a streamer or whatever. Or if you take photos of stuff and you want people to follow you on Twitter, you can just go to the plug and plug your shit there. Different kind of plug than I was talking about a little while ago. Hi-oh! Pat Bear's Anime Club is a YouTube series that I do every other Monday. So next Monday, new video. I put out a video of some kind of topic in the world of anime that I want to chat about. This video, that's been up now for almost 2 weeks, because like I said, I got a new one coming on Monday, if you missed it. It's talking about some weird manga premises, because manga, look, the barrier entry is really low these days, because you can just do them on websites or just your own Twitter account. There's some weird premises for manga. There's some weird stuff that ends up in like Shonen Jump. And I'm not talking about like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure weird. I'm talking about like, I'm a cop. My partner is a dolphin man. And also there's a girl who's the head of a cult. And we're going to go hang out and solve a mystery. And it's just like, that's just a premise for a manga. So I talk about some weird manga premises. And then my weekly Wednesday series is a series called Do You Remembaer? Do You Remembaer? I read an article on the internet. I mean, it's usually me talking about a Wikipedia article. But I read an article and then I try to remember what I just read to camera and talk about the thing. And this last one that I just did, I just put it on Wednesday, is about the United States Camel Corps. Way back in the day in the 1800s, somebody had the bright idea that while the military, the army operations in the West would benefit from, instead of using horses or mules as pack animals, what if we just got some fucking camels? And they did it. It was a small program. Unfortunately, its benefactor left the U.S. to go and, didn't really leave the U.S., left the Union to go be the president of the Confederacy. So, it kind of was dead in the water as a program. But for a little while, the government was just like, yeah, let's just have some camels carry some shit in Arizona, because why not? So I talked about that in Do You Remembaer? Because that's the thing that I didn't know about until I read about it, and I was psyched. Next Wednesdays, which I have not filmed yet, but I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about a person. It's been a little while since I talked about like a real life person that seems fucking cool, so I'm going to do that. Anyway, I'm going to drink a little water, and then we're going to get back to model kit building. Right, Jatsu? Look, it's the worst. We can all agree the internet fucking is a cesspool. It is bad. But there are little pockets of stuff where you're just like, oh, all right. And like Wikipedia is full of like complete and utter nonsense, but sometimes there's some cool stuff. Hell yeah. Bobby Dice Roller is here in chat. Says, just got home from my improv class graduation show. Hell yeah. Saturday night class graduation show. Nice. Saturday night improv shows. That's a good night for improv. That's a fun night to have a graduation, because you can be like, look, in the old days when people partied all night, I mean, some do, some never stopped, some don't anymore, saying like, hey, come to my show and then we'll go to a bar after, was how you got people to go to your show. That's so fun. All right, we're going to go back to the overhead. I'm going to drink a little water and then we'll go back in just a second. Dramatic transition. I drank water too fast. Here's the thing, Bobby. There's something... I love a graduation show, an improv graduation show. We're going to keep working on this arm as I talk about some improv here. I love a class graduation show because you have people who they don't know a lot about improv. They've watched Who Lines It Anyway at some point in their lives, right? They saw some theater sports, when they were in college, or they lived in a college town, so they saw some of that. They understand the concept of improv, but they haven't really seen it. They know they don't like it. For some reason, they just know they don't like it. But they haven't actually seen it. But their friend or their family member posted on Facebook that they have a graduation show for improv. And they're like, wait, a guy I used to work with has an improv show? Okay, I'll go to that. And then they have a really good time because everyone in that audience wants you to do well. And even if they don't know you, you just stepped out to do an improv scene with somebody, with their niece. And they want their niece to have a good set, so they want you to have a good set. And everybody there is like, there's like a good laugher in the crowd, and maybe the teacher's laughing a lot too, because it helps a little bit at the very beginning. And like, somebody does a really weird move, and you hear like the tech person in the back of the house or the side of the house laugh, and it's like filtered because they're like in a booth. But you hear like somebody just says a weird thing, and the tech person just laughs because it's like, I don't know what that was, and that makes you laugh because you heard someone else go, and the vibe is just immaculate. And it's the worst improv show you'll ever do. Because you're just starting out. Now, that's not saying that you're not going to get better and better at improv. You are. And maybe it was a really good show. The thing is, as you keep doing it, some of the people that came out to support you have had enough. Because maybe they accidentally ended up at your level 2 show and everyone got in their head, or your level 3 or level 4 show, and now it's starting to feel like there are people in your class who are not doing it for fun anymore. They're doing it because they love comedy and this is their career move. And it's like, oh, they're so in their heads and they can't have fun anymore. And then someone told a monologue that as they were telling it, they realized, oh, wait, I'm the bad guy in this monologue. This funny story from college is actually really inappropriate. Or someone just like initiates an improv scene, making their scene partner a whore or their mother, or they just start doing an accent and everyone's like, no, why are you doing this? You don't have a patois. Why are you Jamaican in this scene? And you're just like, yikes. And then your friends and family stop coming to your shows. And sometimes those shows are your best shows. I have a lot of opinions on grad shows because I teched grad shows for many, many years. And then I also managed, pulling a Chet Hanks. Yeah. I managed improv shows for quite some time. House managed. Front of the box, like making sure people came in and out, answered questions. Hey, it's a Sunday afternoon and it's 4:15, and some people are going to go do improv, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be an okay show. But yeah, level 1, level 2, even level 3 grad shows can be unbelievably phenomenal. And I do miss that fun energy. That is the thing. I miss a lot about live comedy, but I certainly do also miss that. It went really well, I think. Our class was split in 2, and I got in the group with all the people I felt most comfortable with. Bobby, that's so nice. Now, there's something to be said for doing improv scenes. Like, a thing that people will find it, and you'll find this in a lot of, like, you didn't all come together. You're just, like, in a class, right? This is an acting class, improv class, voiceover work, anything, like, that comes with a group, right? Even if you just, like, joined a bowling league or something. There's always somebody who sucks. And not like their performance sucks, like their attitude sucks. They like don't listen. They're like, they know better than anything's going on. They're not like an active person. Nobody knows why they agreed to do this. And it sucks to be the person that steps out to be like, I'm going to go do an improv scene with this person. All right, I'll do this acting exercise with this person. Like, it does suck to do that, but also you can get better at the thing you're doing by working with people that like are a little outside your comfort zone. Not always. It doesn't. I don't say like you should always do that, but it is an experiment, right? Like if you're in a class and there's like somebody who's just like, oh, like you can feel the entire group groan when they step out from the back line. Step out. See if you can do a scene with them. See if you can make something happen. Just aggressively agree with them and see what happens. That's my improv coach advice. I don't put on the improv coach bandana much these days because I haven't coached an improv group in a very long time. But that was always my advice when people be like, hey, I like everybody in this practice group, but there's somebody in my class that makes me not want to come to class. What do I do? And I'd be like, you just try your best. And also, you don't put up with any bullshit. Coach from Bear Cave. Yes. A little improv coaching. But also, yeah, stand up for your goddamn self. And I say that as a cis white dude. It is imperative as an improviser. A nerdy, white, straight, cis, male improviser. I'm supposed to jump on the grenade. If somebody gets labeled as a mom or a girlfriend or is clearly legitimately upset about what's happening in the scene, it is my job to bite the bullet. Tag that person out, go on a run, change the vibe a little bit, take the hit. Let them get another scene going a little later. That is kind of my job as an ally. It is my job to be like, oh no, this isn't going to happen tonight. Not on my watch. You can do this bullshit somewhere else. And will I attempt my damnedest to get a laugh at that person's expense? You bet your ass I will. I was once in a group scene. This is a jam. I did not feel bad about this. We were in a jam. And it was like me and 2 other people. We all stepped out at once. and somebody just said something about like, oh, I'm just going to be doing a little studying at the library. What a great initiation for three strangers who don't know each other. We're in the library. We're all going to be, she's going to be reading. Great. The second person says like, oh, I'm just looking at some microfiche. Very fun, visual, doing all the pantomiming. Great. I sit down in a chair and I start doing something, and I'm doing a ship in a bottle. That's my heightening. Is it the best improv move I've done in my life? No. But is it funny to be like, I'm doing research in a different way, I'm building a ship in a bottle? Yeah. Am I expecting the next person to come out to do another heightening, to do a like surgery or something else? We're going to start doing ridiculous things to be concentrating on the library. Very simple, very easy. As I said, this is an improv jam. People with all different levels and experience. Maybe some people are a little drunk. Whatever. The next person comes out and just starts doing some, what I would like to describe as just attention-stealing bullshit. Just being a weirdo and talking about bees and just like not doing anything. And because I don't give a fuck, I just shushed, which I would not recommend doing, but I shushed and then went, we're in a library. And it got such a fucking laugh. Is that a mean thing to do to someone you don't know? Yes. Did I think that was I very proud of myself? Of course. And then the scene got edited, and then we moved on to something else. And that person later did another scene about bees because they just think bees are funny, I guess. I don't fucking know. It might be the only time I ever shushed someone in an improv scene. But I was just like, it got a laugh. Because it was like, nah, man, you can do whatever you want. But, like, try to have fun with us. We're doing improv. It's a jam. For some people, just getting on stage with strangers is like terrifying enough. Like getting out there, having like getting something like yes-anding in a scene, initiating an idea, and then people running with it is like such a big, wonderful confidence booster for people that are just like in their heads. And then people who have like experience like me, I like jams because I like supporting people, contrary to what I just said, but also I do like supporting people and playing with lots of different kinds of improvisers and different styles and all that. Like I miss that a lot. I miss improv quite a bit. I don't enjoy Zoom improv. I did it. I didn't do shows for audiences, but I did a lot of like goof arounds with friends. We're just like, yeah, we're just gonna get together and do some improv on Zoom. And I missed being in the same room with people doing it. It felt weird. When I did PAX Unplugged, it was my first live performance, since March of 2020. So I went March 2020 to December 2021. It was like the first time I had done like a live performance that wasn't, a stream, which is a performance, but it's a different kind of performance. Like I had the pleasure of doing one time. I got during lockdown. I think I was still in New York when it happened, so it was pretty early into it. But I got invited to play Quiplash and other Jackbox games with Loading Ready Run, because of course they were doing stuff from home, and that was like the closest thing I've had to like a comedy show in a while, because that was for a large audience of people who don't know me, who were not there for me. There were a few people that knew me, but most people there didn't know who I was. But it was still, but at the end of the day, it's still a stream and you can't vibe with the audience. And, God, I miss that. I miss vibing with a crowd so much. It's so fun. God, live performance rules. My panel at PAX was lightly attended, which was the case for all panels at PAX. Like, Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, was sitting in with C-Team on the main stage, and they didn't sell out the main stage. So, and my panel was at the exact same time as that. So I was competing against on Saturday night, competing against Austin Creed doing D&D, and they didn't sell out. So I certainly wasn't going to sell out my panel. Tonight was my first day for performing a live crowd, and it made a huge difference. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so happy I found the classes when I did. I ended up being a really great group, and I love pretty much everything about the place. Bobby, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. That fucking rules. But yeah, doing improv in front of a live crowd is so much different than doing it for other classmates or other people in your group or just your coach or just your teacher or anything like that. The energy of a live performance is like, it's a lot. And a lot of people who come into comedy, like, it is their first taste. Improv is a approachable endeavor. Unless you went to acting school, you took a lot of acting classes, you don't go to an acting class for like 6 weeks and then do a 1-act play, and also, like, if you want to go the stand-up route, open mics are hell and suck shit and aren't fun to go to. Like, open mics are hell. So I don't ever recommend anyone go to those. But you have to if you want to do stand-up. You don't have to, but it's the easiest way. And so you got to go there and you got to, like, get up your nerve and then go on stage and get, like, no response to your joke. And maybe, if you're lucky, somebody who's, like, really good, like, got some time to work on stuff because they're, like, gonna be on Colbert, and so they need to run their 5-minute set. And so, like, somebody really good just went and told jokes, and then you have to follow that, and you're like, huh. Baby formula is hard to get these days. And then, like, tell whatever dumb joke you wrote about that. Everybody was worried about wearing masks, and now they're talking about keeping the Irish in Boston wearing, like, you gotta do that after you just followed somebody run their incredibly tight, good set that's gonna be on national TV, and you're just like, I'm trying. I don't know. It's weird to be in front of people. And you're like, don't worry, everybody. I'm not going to tell any trans jokes right now because I don't want you rushing the stage. And you're like, ooh, you tried to be topical. Yikes. Lastbrook's asking about a manga named Akane Banashi. Is a revenge tale. I'm sorry, not reverse, a revenge tale about a girl who wants to become a rakuga, which is somebody who does a solo live act telling a story for entertainment. Ooh, it's a storyteller. Okay. It's a revenge tale with storytelling. I have not checked that out. I do check out Shonen Jump stuff, but I have not checked that out, and I will, Lashbrook. I appreciate that. I'm not going to do any anime or manga what's the deal with racism? Yeah. I'm not going to do any anime or manga reviews tonight, folks. Look for that on Monday. Just because we had a bunch of guests tonight and we were talking about a bunch of other things and it didn't come up. I will say the latest update for Power Wash Simulator, which is it's a 0.9 update, so almost at full release, which has been in early access for a year. Still a very good game. The latest update, a lot of that stuff is a little overwhelming, I would say. There's a lot going on in Power Wash Simulator. I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. But yeah, a lot of complex stuff. And because these are specials, they limit your gear. And I'm of the mind that don't limit my gear. If I have played the game a lot to unlock or get enough money to purchase high quality gear, let me use that high quality gear whenever I want. I don't like that gate for special levels. I think that is unnecessary. But I'm still doing them because I do like Power Wash Simulator because it is a very relaxing game. I'll be playing that on Wednesday, not today or not tomorrow. Also, a reminder. I should say, tomorrow night's bonus stream is a fundraising stream for me, your friend Pat. Pat's doing a fundraiser. That's right, for me. I'm doing it. I'm raising money for myself. It is help pay for my emergency dental work. I had some emergency dental work, and now I need to pay for that within a month, or be in some trouble. So I am asking for people. I'm going to be playing some Hearthstone. I'm going to be building a model kit. I'm going to be watching some old All Japan Pro Wrestling stuff because those matches don't trip any sort of DMCA. So that works out great for me. And I'm going to be trying to hit my goal of $700. I'm currently at $200 for that. That's tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. It'll be a long stream for me. It'll be several hours. I don't know exactly how long. Thank you, Lord Crashes. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's a donation drive. I'm hoping to make up that money. And even if you can't donate, come hang out. It'll be a fun stream and you'll have a good time. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Harold says, big week for new games, for you at least, coming up. Floppy Nights on Tuesday and Arcade Spirits, the new challengers on Friday. Yes. I don't know if I'm going to stream Arcade Spirits, the new challengers, which is the sequel to Arcade Spirits, which is a dating/friendship visual novel series set in a futuristic world that also still has arcades. With a lot of great voice acting. I enjoyed Arcade Spirits, the first one. And so I will enjoy that. I don't know. I think I've decided I don't like playing visual novels on stream. I think I don't enjoy that. So I'm not going to stream that game. But I will be picking it up. It's on my wish list. I've been replaying the original the past couple weeks on stream. Nice, Harold. That's fun. Yeah, I just think for me, myself, I have made the call that I don't enjoy streaming that. I just don't like it. The stream tomorrow starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you see 7 p.m. Eastern, it'll be several hours because I'm not going to build for 2 hours, but I'm going to build for a while. I'm going to do model kit building to start, then I'm going to jump into some Hearthstone, play some Hearthstone on a Sunday evening, and then I'm going to watch some wrestling to kind of close things out. I think it'll probably be a 4 to 5 hour stream. Thank you for the follow, Spicy Mustard. Appreciate that. Welcome. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to go. If somehow, remarkably, I get my $700 goal, like within a couple hours, I'm still going to do a long stream. Bear Aid, yeah. I'm still going to do a long stream no matter what, even if we hit our goal immediately. We're already $200 there somehow, which is fantastic and unbelievable. So you're still going to get a really long stream out of me. And if I've been streaming for a couple hours, looks like it's not going to happen, I'll do it again. I'm not going to stop. Basically, to explain, I had dental surgery on Tuesday, and I do not have health insurance. So my options were pay it off in installments, but there's interest with those installments, and while there was a minimum, there was also a maximum. So I couldn't do a commission job, get paid a bunch of money, put all that money to paying it off early. Couldn't do that. Or within a month, pay this bill, which was a lower amount. So I went with that, which is taking consideration the PayPal and credit card fees for donations. I came to the total of $700. It is a little less than that. I will still, when I get $700, won't actually, it will take some of my own money as well, but that is a good even number that worked for that. That is a good approximate number. Instead of doing GoFundMe, I'm doing this because I have done other GoFundMes and I didn't want to do one now. I just felt like it would be better to do this and to give you a fun thing. Oh, and also, the least I can do, anyone that donates, be it $1 or, if somebody wants to match that $200 one, anybody that donates, I will give them a cool nickname. And if they donate anonymously, I will give them just a cool nickname based on whatever we're talking about in the moment. But if they happen to give me their name, then I will base it on their name, give them a cool nickname. It's the least I can do. I'm pretty good at giving nicknames. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, we got stickers to put on here, and then we're going to probably call this kit, take a break by closing up for the night. But we're not there yet. I just want to give you the heads up. I've been playing Power Wash Simulator. Let me know in the chat. What are y'all playing right now? Anybody playing any cool video games or not cool video games? And you're like, why do I keep fucking playing this game? I don't like it. Why do I still play this video game? Is it just because I don't have anything new and it's comforting, or because I put so many hours into it, I've convinced myself that I like this game, or I need to see the ending of this? I refuse to not see the ending. 40 and 41. Let's see. This is 40 and 41. Oh, they're right here. Okay. Yeah, let me know. What are you playing right now? As I said, Power Wash Simulator is kind of the big game for me. Hearthstone. Still play Hearthstone. Pretty much every day. Okay, so where does the sticker go? Does it go like this and then bend up? Okay, it does do that. All right. It's hard to see on the actual kit like where this sticker goes, so I'm just like kind of like looking around on the photo. But yeah, all right, I think it goes like this. Bendy sticker. Wristbands been playing Ghostwire Tokyo. It's been pretty good. Spooky, not scary. Yeah, that did not seem like a spooky game, but it seemed like an atmospheric game. In small doses, seemed to be pretty fun. So I hope you're enjoying it. Is this the right way to do this sticker? Yeah, okay. Oh, it goes like... This sticker is like really annoying to put on because I'm not like... It's got to go... It basically, you can kind of see... It's hard because it's a gray sticker, but it's got to go like inside the piece, around it. This is like an interior, like adding shadows to it sticker. It's hard to describe, but it's... Because it's a different shade of tan. These are unnecessary stickers I'm going to do. But here. The sticker is like right here. No one would ever see these. But I'm going to do them because they're annoying. I shouldn't really get into another game, but I'm thinking about that V Rising. It's been a while since I played a Diablo-like since last week. Yeah, why not? Why the F not? Get into it. I mean, maybe don't, but maybe do. I recently beat To the Moon, but I've been mostly hanging out in arcades and playing pinball. Hell yeah, Bobby Death Roller. I haven't played pinball in quite some time. I would love to get back into pinball. I don't have an arcade near me that has pinball, but I wouldn't mind doing it. Okay, so you can see this is a very tiny sticker here, or it's not a tiny sticker. It's just this whole thing. So I'm putting it here like that. And then I have to bend this around and fold it in. This is a really weird sticker. I could see these like popping out. Hopefully I'll remember how to do this when I have to do the other leg. But yeah, I don't love these particular stickers. They're fine. Bobby says, oh wait, wrong way. Sorry. I recently hooked up my good camcorder, my Panasonic, as my overhead camera, and now I can do cool zooms instead of the Logitech zooms, which were just move the actual webcam. Seemingly a big pinball scene here, and strangely overlaps a bit with the improv scene. Wild. That's not too wild. I definitely knew people in the New York improv scene that were also really into pinball. I think some people just want to hang out. They're really into hanging out with people. And if that involves going and playing pinball, then so be it. Working on the Lego Horizon Zero Dawn set. I was surprised at how complex the base was to build, but it's solid. Almost thought I missed a piece I needed, but it was stuck in the corner of the bag. Ooh, Lord Crescent, glad you found that piece. Yeah, the photos I've been seeing of people who have been working on that, it looks really fucking involved. That Lego set. I'm not a big Horizon Zero Dawn person, but that kit does look cool. All right, 832. This leg's going to take a lot of panel lining, which we're not going to do tonight. Oh, I'm still way too zoomed in. Sorry about that. I'm still not used to that. This zoom. The ability to zoom in a lot, I'm very excited about, folks. This has been a thing that I've been really happy to have. This has been a cool upgrade that I'm looking to do for a while, because I was just using a webcam which only has so much zoom in it in the software side. So having this as a thing that I can just do like with a touch of a button has been very cool. All right, so how does this hook up? It must go in there. All right. Those dioramas do look cool. Yes. You missed out on the Lego Horizon kit. You're doing Lego Star Wars Trench Run diorama, but it's stupid detailed. Yeah. Also, hey, Sin. Happy to have you here. Lord Crescent says about the Horizon Zero Dawn, it has a lot of non-traditional pieces for a Lego set, like rod pieces that fit into the holes that others have for the smaller robot figure. Ooh. Now you need to figure out a way to feed it into your Stream Deck. Yeah, Lasberg, I don't think a Stream Deck I can make it a source, but I don't think I could control. Yeah, I don't believe that I could control the zoom on this camera from my Stream Deck. That would be fucking rad if I could just like zoom in and out on buttons instead of having to reach up physically and having my arm just go like that every time. That would be cool. I mean, my Stream Deck does let me do this, though. Oh, wait, we just got a new follow. Welcome, High Top Ninja. Happy to have you here. My Stream Deck does let me do this. I can just have a toilet flush when I want to have a toilet flush. It's pretty good. Anyway, that toilet flush, hello. That toilet flush means that this is the end of our stream for this evening. We're going to go over the intro video here, just me. Hi, everybody. So, if you're new, this is what's going to happen right now. I'm going to do some outro, going to promote some stuff that I've got coming up, and then we're going to go raid. Now, we are going to raid somebody in the community who's doing cool shit that I know, a person that I am familiar with, friendly or friends with, at the very least friendly, and it probably won't be a model kit builder. Occasionally it is. Often it's just somebody that I know that streams after I wrap up and is a good person with a good community. And you're welcome to go on this raid. I just hope that when you get there, you're cool and you have a good time hanging out. Because it'll be fun to go and hang out with those people. We are going to go raid Matt Wiggins. Matt Wiggins is playing Dark Souls 2. Matt is a great dude and has a nice little community of people. So we're going to go hang out with the Wiggins crew as he plays Dark Souls 2. The Souls game everyone's talking about. So we're going to go raid Matt. Now, while we're getting that set up, and I'm prepping for that, reminder, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a stream. You should come to that. It's going to be really good. I'm going to be playing Hearthstone and working on this model kit. It's leg day on this model kit. And then also, I'm going to be watching some old Japanese wrestling, some long, cool matches. And I'm going to be trying to get money to pay off a medical bill. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. If you came here specifically because I got a retweet from Jeff Gersman, thank you very much for taking a chance. I appreciate it. I hope you hit the follow button. I hope you come back and see it again. This community is really nice. We talk about model kits, and we're going to talk about anime and manga on Monday, and it'll be a good time. So thank you for being here. Have a great evening. Have fun. I'm coming with you to Matt's stream, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.